Hi there, welcome to the final episode in the small mini-series of digital file formats for comics. This week we're looking at the trickiest and probably the least understood file format for creating digital comics. That's the epub format, and it's mainly used for sort of digital ebooks, like prose books. So it's accepted on things like what they're called Nooks, Kindle support it, which is good if you've got, say, a black and white comic, because those use e-ink displays. They're black and white, which means it should look great. The downside is it is geared around readability and working with text, so it's really good at sort of changing font sizes, so that if you have like a visual impairment, you can actually read the book on your reader. The downside, of course, is if you have any text on the comic page and you start changing the size, the text size or the font size, then that's going to change the nature of the comic. So we can also use static images. So for this, you'd want to have your static pages ready, and so there's a technique I found that will create an epub file, which I can demonstrate. Well, I will demonstrate shortly. I don't really have a reader that reads it. I will try and put it onto the existing comic reader we've been using the last 2 weeks to see what we can do. So this is really more of an experimental format. I think there's a lot of potential we could use epubs for. As they're HTML based, possibly we could do things like put HTML animation into our epub documents, which means panels could move on and off the page. You know, that could be very interesting. However, is it really the reading experience that an average digital comics reader wants or even expects? The jury's out on that one. Motion comics have been usually lauded as, oh, that's quite interesting, but it's never really backed up in the popularity of downloads, seemingly. So anyway, let's show you how we make an epub file, shall we? Now for this, you're going to need a piece of software called CALIBRE, and that's easy to get hold of. The link to CALIBRE will be in the show notes. It's free and open source. It's an ebook management tool, so if you have a Kindle, it can put the put file onto your Kindle or your Nook or whatever type it is. So let's take a look at that, shall we? Okay, so this is CALIBRE. This is running on Ubuntu, so it will look very similar on Mac or PC. So simply all we need to do is initially let's add a book. I've got this old favourite, Buddy's Story CBR file. So we've got a CBR file. Here it is, and all we do now is right click, convert ebooks. We can bulk convert them or convert individually. There's only one book, so let's do it that way. Incoming format is CBR. Outgoing format is epub. So we can put some details in there. So let's put my details in. Publisher. This is Titanium. Funker Comics. Group. And that'll do. And then we click OK. And there's a job happening at the bottom here, so I click on that. It's showing us the job it's doing. It's showing us in real time it started, it's called. It's working on it. It looks like it's rendering a page, and it's done. We should be able to right click on that. So we've done all that. We've got two formats in the library. We've got a CBR and an epub. We've got the epub. This is the epub file. I can now open the containing folder, and this is what it spat out. So what you've got is a metadata file, OPF file, an epub file, which is 6.5 meg, so I'm guessing most of the artwork is going to be in there somewhere, a cover, and the original CBR file it was made from. I wonder if I open this with... Right, so if you open up with Archive Manager, you can see all the pages, including a load of individual XHTML pages, some style sheets, and a title page, and a bunch of other things. Looks like a table of contents, title page, a style sheet which is consistent, and so yeah. I bet if you look at each of these in turn, if you look at these in a text editor, for example, I suspect it's just got a link to the comic page 1. There. Right. So that's the EPUB file, and I believe you only need this file to actually distribute. If I'm wrong, please correct me in the notes. I don't really have anything to test this on. I'm going to try and put it onto the comic reader that we've seen before, and we'll see how that works, shall we? Well, normally in this part of the video is where we go to the comic reader and we look at the digital file on the comic reader. Only we can't do that this time because EPUB is not supported by our comics reader. Now this is a big problem. It's kind of like you can get it onto a Kindle, but you can't get it onto a generic comic reader. So if you are trying to sort of get more Kindle readers, then maybe you want to go for an EPUB format. If you're looking to just target general sort of digital comics readers, then something like a CBZ or even PDF might be the way to go. I think has to be some comics reader software that supports EPUB. I haven't found it yet, but then again, I'm not really looking that hard for it. In any case, if I find any more interesting tidbits of information about the EPUB file, I'll be making video addendums to this video. So if you found this video or this video series interesting, like, comment, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. We'll see you in the next video. We're going to be drawing a Comic Jam piece. So join me for that one, and I'll see you next time. Okay, take care. All right, bye now.